All right, let's be honest for a second. Does it ever feel like you're just pouring money into your marketing and it's just vanishing into thin air?
It's such a familiar story, isn't it? You set aside a serious budget, you launch all these campaigns, and then you just sit there and watch the money drain away with almost nothing to show for it. It is an incredibly frustrating cycle. And you know what? It's probably not even your fault.
This whole situation, well, this is what we call the modern marketing nightmare. The hard truth is that the old ways of getting traffic, they just don't work like they used to. And it's a struggle that, trust me, almost everyone is facing right now.
So let's break this down. There are really two main culprits here. First up, you've got paid ads, which, let's be real, seem to get more and more expensive every single day. And then there's cold email. Sure, it might seem cheap, but it's a massive waste of your time, especially when you find out that almost nobody is even opening your messages.
And speaking of ads, here's a huge part of the problem. Just look at this number. The average cost per click, it's jumped 15% in just the last year. I mean, that means you're paying way more just to get the same results, if you're lucky. And when we look at email, the numbers are just as bleak. A typical email might get a 21% open rate, which, okay, it's not bad, but cold outreach, that number absolutely plummets down to 5%, or even less. Just think about that for a second. That means 95 out of every 100 emails you send just vanish, completely unseen.
And, the cost here isn't just about the money you're losing. This constant cycle of trying and failing, it really takes a toll. It just chips away at your confidence. It can even make you start to question your entire business model, your whole approach.
So, what's the alternative? Well, it's pretty clear we need a fundamentally different approach. One that stops chasing traffic and instead starts focusing on building direct, meaningful connections. And that is exactly where a tool like Sales Xpert comes into play. See, instead of just shouting into the void with ads and emails, it gives you direct access to a whole database of business contacts. And here's the real game changer. It shifts the whole conversation over to WhatsApp, a platform people actually use and engage with.
Okay, so how does it actually work? Well, the whole process is surprisingly simple. It's really just designed to be the most direct path you can take to having real conversations with real potential clients. It really all boils down to just 3 simple steps. First, you use these powerful filters to pinpoint your absolute ideal prospect. You can do it by location, by industry, you name it. Second, you craft a personal conversational message on WhatsApp. And this is key, it's not a sales pitch. And then third, you just focus on building that relationship over time, providing value. Now, all of that sounds great in theory, right? But let's talk about what this actually looks like in the real world. I want to share a quick story from one of our beta testers who put this exact method to the test.
Okay, so in their very first month, they identified and reached out to 150 high-quality, super targeted prospects, pulling them right from the database. And the result from that outreach? They got a 15% response rate. Now, let's be super clear here. That's not an open rate. That's a response rate, actual replies from people. Remember that pathetic 5% open rate for cold email? This is 3 times better, and we're talking about real conversations.
And where did those conversations lead? Well, they converted into 3 brand new clients, bringing in $4,800 in new business. That is a real, tangible return on investment, just by stepping away from those old, broken methods.
Okay, so this brings up the big question, right? Is this direct approach actually the right fit for you and your business?
Well, this is really built for anyone who needs to actively find and build a client base. I'm talking about freelancers, digital agencies, coaches, consultants, even local service providers. Really, if you are just plain tired of wasting money on ads that don't convert, this was literally designed for you.
But listen, it's super important that we're clear about what this is and what it is not. This is an active outreach tool. It's for people who want to build genuine relationships. It is not some passive income machine or an overnight success button. And another big thing, it's a one-time investment. This isn't another one of those expensive monthly subscriptions that just keeps draining your bank account.
And to make this a complete no-brainer, it comes with a full 30-day, risk-free, money-back guarantee. So you can actually try it out with total peace of mind. If you're curious and want to check it out for yourself, I've gone ahead and put the access link for you right down in the description area. So I'll just leave you with this one final thought to chew on. What if your next big client, the one that could truly change the game for your business, what if they were just one simple, direct message away?